Good day, and welcome to the Lilly Roddy Show, coming to you from the LRS studios here in Houston, Texas. So glad to have you with me this week of Thanksgiving. I hope you're able to be with people this holiday season that really embody the sense of family. Overall, the aspects for Thanksgiving Day are pretty good. Usually during this time, we often have Mercury retrograde, which sort of interferes with the travel, but we're not doing that this year, thank goodness. Here in Houston, we're having colder than normal temperatures, but we all welcome the break from the summer heat, which we had plenty of. I will be speaking at the Body, Mind, and Soul bookstore on Friday, December the 5th at 7 p.m. about Saturn's movement into Sagittarius. Body, Mind, and Soul is located at 7951 Katy Freeway, and the zip code there is 77024. It's located right off of Katy Freeway. Anyway, I'm going to be talking about Saturn's movement into Sagittarius this year. I hope you can join me for that. It should be really interesting. I'm also doing my yearly lecture series that I do every December on the charts of the Dow Jones, the USA, and the Houston charts. I do these lectures each year and talk about what's coming up for the following year. My Dow Jones lecture is on December 3rd, my USA lecture is on December 10th, and the Houston lecture is on December 17th. All lectures begin at 7:30 and end at 9 p.m. The cost for each lecture is $30 or $80 for all three. You can make your reservations via my email, Lillyroddyshow@AOL.com, or on our website, Lillyroddyshow.com. Now let's get on with our weekly forecast for November the 23rd through November the 29th, 2014. Sunday, November 23rd, the moon occupies Sagittarius, the sign of the truth seeker and world traveler, for the entire day. She will become void of course at 9:16 p.m. in the evening and will remain so until she enters careful and conservative Capricorn at 10:31 a.m. on Monday morning. This is a fairly long void of course moon, but it will happen during non-working hours. This should make it easier. In the morning, the moon trines Uranus at 5:02 a.m. We feel at ease this morning with whatever we're dealing with. This is a good day to add something new to your routine. And in the evening, the moon trines Jupiter at 9:16 p.m. We're seeking some adventure, or at least a change in our routines this Sunday evening. This is an especially good time to go out to a movie or attend a play. We're expanding our emotional perspective this evening. The moon is now void of course in Sagittarius at 9:16 p.m. and she will remain void of course until 10:31 a.m. Monday morning when she enters Capricorn. Monday, November the 24th. The day starts with the moon void of course in Sag, but she quickly enters ambitious and industrious Capricorn at 10:31 a.m. and will no longer be void of course. Plan your more important activities after that time, 10:31 a.m. Even with the moon in Capricorn today, this is not an overly active day. We only have one aspect with the moon, and that occurs in the evening. This is a good day to keep things simple. And in the evening, the moon sextiles Neptune at 6:46 p.m. Our thoughts turn to finding a way to escape from the daily grind. We feel the need to have more time off or just more time to ourselves. This is a good time to figure out how to do that. A yoga class or Tai Chi class would be especially good for this evening. Tuesday, November the 25th. The moon resides in Capricorn, the sign of the worker bee, all day. I have a lot of that, so I am the constant worker bee. The moon conjuncts Pluto at 6:54 a.m. Even though we may be feeling very emotional this morning, we're doing our best to keep a lid on things. This is a very good time to be getting rid of things that don't serve you. The moon squares Uranus at 8:25 a.m. Keep your morning schedule very flexible, and this can be a very invigorating and inventive time. Demanding people will make you want to go in the opposite direction. Mercury conjuncts Saturn at 8:37 p.m. This combination of planets makes us think serious thoughts. So this is a productive time for any type of long-term planning, especially associated with financial investments. Saturn can make us feel very fearful, and because of that, we may look at the worst-case scenarios in order to ensure our safety. Take your time and don't let anyone push you into committing to something that you don't want to do. This aspect, Mercury conjunct Saturn, is in effect for the next couple of days. Wednesday, November the 26th, the moon begins the day in frugal Capricorn, but she will turn void of course at 9:30 a.m. She remains void of course until early afternoon at 1:23 p.m. when she enters candid and direct Aquarius for the remainder of the day. Plan your more important activities after the moon goes direct. The moon conjuncts Mars 2:06 a.m. These energies seem to be better for working out at the gym or starting a new project rather than taking us into dreamland. It just may be hard to get to sleep tonight. The moon sextiles Saturn at 8:10 a.m. We are up early and have a clear agenda for ourselves today. This is a desirable time for any kind of organizing, meetings, or just working on your own to-do list. A little bit later in the morning, the moon sextiles Mercury at 9:30 a.m. Our communication skills shine this morning. This is an ideal time to meet with clients, teach or attend a class, or just share the day with someone special. The moon is now void of course in Capricorn at 9:30 a.m. until she enters socially active Aquarius at 1:23 p.m. In the evening, Venus trines Uranus at 6:22 p.m. We are feeling more open and warm-hearted with this combination of planets. And since this aspect will be in play for a couple of days, this will help keep a cheery attitude with friends and family coming in for Thanksgiving. This is a really good time to interact with groups or organizations because that can lead to business contacts and even potential romantic connections. The only thing to remember is that you have to be more willing to be open and to try new things. The moon sextiles the sun at 9:28 p.m. In general, these are great energies for almost any type of activity. We feel comfortable with who we are and what we're doing. In the evening, the sun squares Neptune at 10:20 p.m. We want to turn the volume down really low as these two planets interact. We welcome the evening as a place to escape and to have some time for ourselves to recharge. This can be a very nostalgic time, and especially if you do not have people to share the holidays with, you could be feeling very low and extremely isolated. Make sure you have some plans to get out on Thanksgiving Day. We cannot go back in the past, but we can certainly make the present a lot better. This aspect, Sun square Neptune, is in play for a couple of days. Thursday, November the 27th. Happy Thanksgiving Day. The moon journeys through Aquarius, the sign of the humanitarian, for the entire day. As the day progresses, the mood of the day gets better later in the morning. The moon sextiles Uranus at 11 a.m. We feel upbeat and look forward to having a totally different schedule today. It's an excellent morning to have relatives and friends helping in the kitchen. The moon sextiles Venus at 12:38 p.m. It'll be hard to keep from tasting all that good food this afternoon for the second and third times. We feel good and emotionally connected to the people around us. Really an excellent time for the holiday dinner. Mercury, planet of routine and habits, enters Sagittarius at 8:26 p.m. in the evening. She will remain there for approximately the next 19 days. Mercury in Sag indicates a time when we're more open and direct with our communications. Mercury in Sag likes to speak the truth, even if it's not always convenient. And our holiday night ends on a very quiet but very positive note. Friday, November the 28th, the moon begins the day in ethereal Aquarius, but turns void, of course, in Aquarius at 11:14 a.m. She remains void, of course, until late afternoon at 4:03 p.m., when she enters mystical and psychic Pisces for the remainder of the day. Plan your more important activities before or after the moon void, of course, time frame. And starting with our aspects, early in the morning, the moon opposes Jupiter at 3:16 a.m. If you're still awake, this is a perfect time for talking with your friends overseas on Skype or having that extra piece of pie. I seem to like pie. I talk about that a lot. Late morning, the moon squares Saturn. This morning energy combination will keep our energies low. We are more conservative than usual and are not easily convinced of things. This is a good time to be focused on some sort of work agenda. And don't let yourself get too down emotionally with this combination of planets. The moon is now void, of course, in Aquarius at 11:14 a.m. until she enters mystic Pisces at 4:03 p.m. In the evening, the moon squares Mercury at 6:31 p.m. We're definitely more chatty this early evening. It's a great time to gossip and talk about the whole Thanksgiving Day experience. We're a bit scattered, so don't overload yourself with things to do this evening. Saturday, November the 29th. The moon transits Pisces, the sign of the rescuer, for the entire day. And we start our day off with the moon conjuncting Neptune. At 12:17 a.m., Luna joins with the Sandman. This is a useful time to be asleep or up late working on painting or journaling, but better sleeping. The moon squares the sun at 4:06 a.m. This is yet another good aspect to be sleeping through. Don't plan anything too early for yourself this Saturday morning. And finally, the moon sextiles Pluto at 12:36 p.m. After lunch, we'll feel much more in the flow of the day. If you're working, this is an opportune time to be contacting clients and offering your services to them. People feel our sincerity and will respond positively to that. In the evening, the moon squares Venus at 8:28 p.m. In the evening, we're ready to get away from it all. It's a perfect evening to be out with friends and enjoying each other's company. Be careful because this can be an evening of too much food and drink. Well, thank you for joining me this week so I can share with you my views on the planetary activity. This is the Lilly Roddy Show, reminding you to keep those stars in your eyes. Have a good Thanksgiving. Bye-bye.